Chapter 5 The Big Fight. At Pelly River one morning, Dolly suddenly went crazy. She howled like a wolf and then jumped at Buck. Buck knew this was something terrible and ran away. Dolly was behind him. Buck was afraid. He ran as fast as he could through the woods, across the ice and back to the river. Dolly was one step behind him. Buck could hear her growling angrily. "Buck! Buck!" Francis called. "Francis can save me," Buck thought and ran to him. Francis had an axe ready in his hand. As Buck ran past him, the axe fell down on Dolly's head. Buck lay down near the sled. He was exhausted. This was Spit's opportunity. He jumped at Buck and beat him very hard. Francis saw this and hit Spitz. "That Spitz is a devil," said Perrault. "Someday he will kill Buck." "Buck is like two devils. I know this for sure. Someday Buck will get angry. Someday Buck will get very angry and eat up Spitz," Francis said. From then on it was a war between Spitz and Buck. Spitz was the lead dog and master of the team. Buck wanted to be the lead dog. It was part of his nature. Spitz knew this and hated him. Buck was dangerous because he was strong, clever, and passionate. When the dogs made mistakes, Buck protected them from Spitz. One morning, Buck did not want to get up and Spitz looked for him everywhere. When he found Buck, he jumped at him, but Buck suddenly attacked Spitz. Francis whipped Buck with all his strength. This did not stop Buck. Francis whipped him again and again. The other dogs saw this and it became difficult for Spitz to lead them. Day after day, Buck protected the other dogs from Spitz. Buck did it secretly when Francis was not looking. Things began to change on the team. The dogs did not respect or obey Spitz. The team became worse. There was always more trouble and Buck was responsible for it. Francis was worried about Buck and Spitz. "Those dogs will have a big fight one day," he thought. But the days passed without a big fight. They arrived in Dawson City on a cold, gray afternoon. There were many men and dogs in Dawson. The dogs did all kinds of work. Buck met some Southland dogs, but most of the dogs were huskies. At night, there was the aurora borealis, and the stars danced in the sky. Every night, at 9 o'clock, at 12, and at 3, all the dogs howled together. Buck liked to howl with them. It was a strange song of the night from thousands of years ago. It was the song of Buck's ancestors. It was about the difficulties of life. They left Dawson after 7 days. Perrault had some important letters. He wanted to return to Dairy as fast as possible. The dogs were rested and in a good condition. On the first day, they traveled 50 miles and on the second day they were on the Yukon River near Pelly. Francis had many problems with them. The dogs did not work well together. Buck and Spitz hated each other. The other dogs did not respect Spitz. They were not afraid of him anymore. Francis often stopped the sled because the dogs were fighting. Francis knew that Buck caused the trouble. But Buck was very clever and Francis never saw him. Buck worked hard and he loved pulling the sled. One night after the dinner, Dub found a snow rabbit. In a moment, all the dogs were running after it. Nearby, there was a camp of the Northwest Police with 50 dogs. The 50 dogs started running after the rabbit too. The rabbit ran quickly on the soft snow, but it was more difficult for the dogs. Buck led the pack. of 60 dogs and was very happy. He was hunting his food and he felt alive. His splendid body moved forward in the white moonlight. In the end, Spitz caught the rabbit. He broke its back and his teeth and threw it in the air. Buck attacked Spitz. The dog fell in the snow. Spitz bit Buck twice and then jumped away. He watched Buck carefully. Buck knew this was the big fight. Either he or Spitz must die. Their ears went back and they growled angrily. They watched each other carefully and they circled slowly. The night was silent and everywhere was white in the moonlight. The other dogs ate the rabbit and then turned to watch the fight. Spitz was a great fighter and he was intelligent. Buck tried to bite his throat, but Spitz always defended himself. Every time Buck attacked, Spitz moved away and beat him on the side. Soon, Buck was covered with blood. The fight was desperate, but Buck had a good imagination. He fought with his instinct, but also with his head. Buck attacked again, but at the last minute, he went under Spitz and bit his left leg. The bone broke and Spitz stood on 3 legs. Buck attacked 3 more times and then broke his right leg. There was no hope for Spitz now. The silent circle of dogs moved closer to Spitz. They waited for the end. Then Buck attacked him. Then Buck attacked again. Spitz fell down on the snow. He disappeared under the circle of the other dogs. Buck stood and watched. He was the champion.
Chapter 5. Pertarungan besar. Di sungai Pelly, suatu pagi, Dolly tiba-tiba menggila. Dia melolong seperti serigala dan kemudian melompat ke arah Buck. Buck tahu ini sesuatu yang buruk dan melarikan diri. Dolly ada di belakangnya. Buck takut. Dia berlari secepat yang dia bisa, melalui hutan, menyeberangi es, dan kembali ke sungai. Dolly berada 1 langkah di belakangnya. Buck bisa mendengarnya menggeram dengan marah. "Buck! Buck!" panggil Francois. "Francois bisa menyelamatkanku," pikir Buck dan lari ke arahnya. Francois sudah menyiapkan kapak di tangannya. Saat Buck berlari melewatinya, kapak jatuh di kepala Dolly. Buck berbaring di dekat kereta luncur. Dia kelelahan. Ini adalah kesempatan Spitz. Dia melompat ke arah Buck dan menggigitnya dengan keras. Francois melihat ini dan memukul Spitz. "Spitz itu iblis," kata Perrault. "Suatu hari nanti, dia akan membunuh Buck." "Buck itu seperti 2 setan. Aku sangat tahu ini. Suatu hari Buck akan sangat marah dan memakan Spitz," kata Francois. Sejak saat itu, perang antara Spitz dan Buck. Spitz adalah pimpinan anjing dan penguasa tim. Buck ingin menjadi pimpinan anjing. Itu adalah bagian dari sifatnya. Spitz tahu ini dan membencinya. Buck itu berbahaya karena dia kuat, cerdas, dan sabar. Ketika anjing yang lain membuat kesalahan, Buck melindungi mereka dari Spitz. Suatu pagi, Pike tidak mau bangun dan Spitz mencarinya kemana-mana. Ketika dia menemukan Pike, dia melompat ke arahnya, tetapi Buck tiba-tiba menyerang Spitz. Francois mencambuk Buck dengan segenap kekuatannya. Ini tidak menghentikan Buck. Francois mencambuk lagi dan lagi. Anjing lainnya melihat ini dan menjadikan sulit bagi Spitz untuk memimpin mereka. Selalu ada lebih banyak masalah dan Buck di belakang itu semua. Francois mengkhawatirkan Buck dan Spitz. Anjing-anjing itu akan bertengkar hebat suatu hari nanti, pikirnya. Tapi hari-hari berlalu tanpa perkelahian hebat. Mereka tiba di kota Dawson pada suatu sore yang dingin kelabu. Ada banyak pria dan anjing di Dawson. Anjing-anjing itu melakukan semua jenis pekerjaan. Buck bertemu beberapa anjing Southland, tetapi sebagian besar anjing itu adalah anjing husky. Di malam hari, ada aurora borealis dan bintang-bintang menari di langit. Setiap malam jam 9, jam 12, jam 3, semua anjing melolong bersama. Buck senang melolong dengan mereka. Itu adalah lagu malam yang aneh dari ribuan tahun yang lalu. Itu adalah lagu leluhur Buck. Itu tentang kesulitan hidup. Mereka meninggalkan Dawson setelah 7 hari. Perrault mempunyai beberapa surat penting. Dia ingin kembali ke Dye secepat mungkin. Anjing-anjing itu istirahat dan dalam keadaan yang baik. Pada hari pertama, mereka melakukan perjalanan 50 mil dan pada hari kedua, mereka berada di sungai Yukon dekat Pelly. Francois punya banyak masalah dengan tim. Anjing-anjing itu tidak bekerja sama dengan baik. Buck dan Spitz membenci satu sama lain. Anjing-anjing lainnya tidak menghormati Spitz. Mereka tidak takut lagi padanya. Francois sering menghentikan kereta luncur karena anjing-anjing itu berkelahi. Francois tahu bahwa Buck yang menyebabkan masalah, tapi Buck sangat pintar dan Francois tidak pernah melihatnya. Buck bekerja keras dan dia suka menarik kereta luncur. Suatu malam setelah makan malam, para anjing menemukan kelinci salju. Dalam sekejap, semua anjing berlari mengejarnya. Di dekatnya ada sebuah camp polisi Northwest dengan 50 anjing. Ke-50 anjing itu mulai mengejar kelinci itu juga. Kelinci itu berlari dengan sangat cepat di atas salju yang lembut. Tetapi itu lebih sulit bagi anjing-anjing itu. Buck memimpin kawanan 60 anjing dan dia sangat senang. Dia sedang berburu makanan dan dia merasa hidup. Tubuhnya yang indah bergerak maju di bawah sinar bulan. Akhirnya Spitz menangkap kelinci itu. Dia mematahkan punggungnya dengan giginya dan melemparkan itu ke udara. Buck menyerang Spitz. Para anjing itu jatuh di salju. Spitz menggigit Buck 2 kali dan kemudian melompat menjauh. Dia mengawasi Buck dengan hati-hati. Buck tahu ini adalah pertarungan yang besar. Entah dia atau Spitz harus mati. Mobil mereka kembali dan mereka menggeram dengan marah. Mereka mengawasi satu sama lain dengan hati-hati. Dan mereka berputar perlahan. Malam hening dan semuanya putih di bawah sinar bulan. Para anjing lain memakan kelinci itu dan kemudian berbalik untuk menyaksikan perkelahian itu. Spitz adalah petarung yang handal dan cerdas. Buck mencoba menggigit tenggorokannya, tapi Spitz selalu mempertahankan dirinya. Setiap kali menyerang, Spitz menjauh dan menggigitnya dari samping. Segera Buck berlumuran darah. Pertarungan itu sangat menyedihkan. Tapi Buck punya imajinasi yang bagus. Dia tidak hanya bertarung dengan instingnya, tetapi juga dengan kepalanya. Buck menyerang lagi, tetapi pada menit terakhir, dia berada di bawah Spitz dan menggigit kaki kirinya. Tulangnya patah dan Spitz berdiri dengan 3 kakinya. Buck menyerang 3 kali lagi dan kemudian kaki kanannya patah. Tidak ada harapan untuk Spitz sekarang. Lingkaran diam, anjing bergerak mendekati Spitz. Lingkaran diam anjing. Tidak ada harapan untuk Spitz sekarang. Lingkaran diam, anjing bergerak mendekati Spitz. Mereka menunggu akhir. Kemudian Buck menyerang lagi. Spitz jatuh di atas salju. Dia menghilang di bawah lingkaran anjing lainnya dan Buck berdiri menyaksikannya. Dia pemenangnya.